Hello, I just thought I'd do a tutorial on the assessment objectives for AQA, AS and A-level, although I'm going to focus on whether assessed at the AS level. So at AS level it's assessed in two papers. Paper 1, Language in the Individual. I'm not going to read all this out to you, you can see it. 3 questions, the first two are very similar, and the third one is a comparison. And paper 2 is on language varieties. Section A, language diversity, is a choice of 2 questions. So you select one, and that's worth 30 marks. And then second section is language discourses, which is your opinion article, which is worth 40 marks. So, assessment objective 1. You need to apply appropriate methods of language analysis by using associated terminology and coherent written expression. So before we look at what that means, let's just point you to where is it assessed. So this assessment objective is 10 marks out of 25 on paper 1, question 1. The whole paper's out of 70. So I would say what that is as a percentage, but off the top of my head, I'm not 100% sure, around 12% sort of mark. Paper 1, question 2, 10 marks out of 25. Again, question 1 and question 2 are very similar. So they're just looking at different texts. And then the third time it's assessed, it's in paper 2, and it's your choice between question 1 or question 2, and there's 10 marks out of 30, so that's a third of that one, of that question. So assessment objective 1 is assessed quite often. So what exactly does all that mean then? So by applying appropriate methods of language analysis, it means that the approaches that you apply are relevant for the subject area that the question is on. So whether you need to bring in ideas of semantics, graphology, grammar, etc., any of the language levels, that might be an appropriate method to apply. If we're using associated terminology, so it's about using, do you know the labels? Can you use subject terminology often and accurately? And then finally, in coherent written expression, so when you write, do your ideas make sense, and are they linked in a logical way? So that is assessment objective 1. Assessment objective 2. Demonstrate critical understanding of concepts and issues relevant to language use. So again, before we look at exactly what that means, where is it assessed? Paper 2, in that choice where you've got the question 1 or 2, it is the remainder of that 30 marks, so it's worth 20 marks. And then in question 3, it's worth half of your question 3, your opinion article on paper 2. So let's have a look at what this means. So demonstrate critical understanding of concepts. Well, the concepts of language are the ideas and thoughts that experts have about language. So it might be some theories and theorists, or some key terms and key concepts. And so this is in addition to those concepts, issues relevant to language use. So that would be the problems that arise from that language use, and this AO credits both of those 2 different things. Assessment objective 3 then. Analyze and evaluate how contextual factors and language features are associated with the construction of meaning. So this is the meaning assessment objective. It's assessed in paper 1, the questions 1 and 2, and it's 15 out of your 25 for each of those, so again, quite a lot. So let's have a look at what that means. So with the focus being on meaning and how language is represented, it's looking at the contextual factors. So that's the world and society, historical period that surrounds the language use, all the factors that might contribute to how that language is used and understood. And language features are associated with the construction of meaning. So meaning is such an interchangeable thing. Meanings change all the time due to the context. There's no fixed, language isn't fixed. Meaning isn't fixed even. Meaning is negotiated between the person making the language choice and those how they interpret them. A good and common example is swearing. How a swear word is directed, who it's in front of, what's just happened before, after, the historical period, all influence how that swear word is understood and interpreted. Sometimes it can be offensive, sometimes not as offensive, depending on the context. So assessment objective 4, explore connections across texts informed by linguist concepts and methods. So in the AS level, it is assessed paper 1, question 3, and it's all the marks. It's the only AO that's assessed on paper 1, question 3. So that is, and this is for A level as well. So all texts refer to other texts. No text exists in isolation of anything else. And this explicit reference is called intertextuality. It's linked to lots of things to do with direct references to other texts, or it could be a case of a pun. So a pun doesn't make sense if you don't understand what the other meaning is, or it could be a play on a place name or a play on a historical figure, and again that only works if you understand the other way in which the connection with the other text. And not just on an actual word and language level, there are text types, and you can compare text types, genres, its function, and how text grouped together can form a discourse or form discourses. And finally, assessment objective 5, to demonstrate expertise and creativity in the use of English to communicate in different ways. So this is assessed at AS level of paper 2, question 3. It's half of your marks on that question, and this is about your own writing skills. Creativity is something, it's a subjective term, is creativity, as is flair, but people link those two words with natural ability, but actually I think that creativity and flair is created through redrafting. If you think about your own first idea to do with a topic, if I went around a class, those other people would have that same idea. If I asked you to think again and change your idea and develop it further, normally around people's third idea is their original idea. The first idea, because we're all linked in a lot of contextual factors, is often similar to other people's. But by the time we've thought again and thought again, that's when you get your creative, your different idea, and command the English language with flair. And communicate in different ways. So the different ways part is a reference to what audience you're writing towards, why you're writing, the purpose, and the form in which you're writing as well. Okay, so that's just a quick summary of the assessment objectives. There is a sheet with them all on, with the where is there assessed on in PDF form on my website. Feel free to print off and make notes on them and ask me any questions in class. Thank you.